Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. So this session is about how blockchain technology can be used in current systems. First, let me remind you of some basics of the blockchain. Blockchain is a linear data structure in which new information is added to the end of its records and we call it the ledger. It saves the data in form of blocks as you know it, and at the time of its creation, a cryptographic value of the previous block also will be saved in that block too. So this cryptographic value is called a hash value and needs a special function to produce it, like a SHA-256. We call this function a hash function. Each hash function, despite the size of its input, creates an output of fixed length, and if you try the same input several times, it always produces the same output. And we call it a hash or hash value. So this attribute is the deterministic attribute of the function, which always acts the same if you give it the same input. Um, if you change the input, even as small as a bit, it will cause the output to be a different value and it will be recognizable. So if you try to get a hash value of a file of a, you say, 1 megabit, and you only change one character of it, the output of this function will be totally changed and you will be able to recognize it. So in a blockchain case, if someone changes a block of data, it will be noticed because its hash value won't be the same as the one in the next block. Remember, we keep the hash value of the previous block in the next block. So if you change the value, any value in the previous block, this link, this chain will be broken. This is the reason that we call this technology the blockchain, meaning data blocks are chained together and it is immutable, as by changing the records of the blocks, the chain will be broken. Blockchain is a distributed technology. That means it does not keep its database only in one centralized place like a server. In fact, it keeps identical copies of the database with its participants or nodes. If we have 100 nodes, 100 identical databases will be kept within the different nodes, that 100 nodes, okay? These nodes need to reach to a consensus about the latest status of the system, or in a simpler way, I can say, they need to keep their database similar to each other. Otherwise, they will decide based on different inputs, right? And for that, each blockchain uses its specific consensus algorithm, such as a proof of work or a proof of stake, the proof of work like in the Bitcoin system. So all the participants in a blockchain or all the nodes in a blockchain would be able to access to all the data saved on the ledger. That means there is nothing private about the data between the nodes. So whomever is acting as a node in the system will be able to see through the blocks and reach out and see the history of the transactions and read all about the data in the different blocks of the blockchain. This brings us to the point of deciding who should be able to access to the data, or in other words, who should be a node or be able to participate in the process of creating the blocks in the blockchain. Depending on where this technology is being utilized, it can be a public, a private, or a consortium blockchain. In a public blockchain, every interested individual can participate in the network and try to create new blocks and confirm the blocks created by the others with the right set of hardwares and softwares. without any need to a specific permission. But in a private blockchain, participants need to be authorized and get permission before they can access to the blockchain or to start creating new blocks. That means the private blockchain, as its name suggests, is very good for private companies where no one from the outside the company need to access to that data. Finally, in a consortium blockchain, some companies start to work together and save their data on a common blockchain, which is still be a private blockchain, but it will be shared between two or more companies. So, as you can see, blockchain can be private, public, permission, or permissionless based on who can access to the system and participate in the processes. Another attribute of a blockchain-based system is that all the users of that platform will be having a specific pair of addresses, a private key and a public key. The public key is the address of your digital wallet, like the address of your home, that you would reveal it to others in case they want to send you a package. And the private key is the key to your digital wallet that you need it for spending your money. If you want to spend your money, you need to use your private key to access to your digital wallet. The private key is like the entrance code to your home, which you don't want to share it with the others. Same as you don't want any other individual know your passphrase to your digital wallet. When a node wants to create a new block, after putting the data in it, it will digitally sign the block with the private key, and that way everyone knows who created the block for the later reference. The last thing to mention about blockchain for now is the smart contract. A smart contract, as you may know, is a piece of code written in a specific programming language to perform an event or to monitor the terms of an agreement between two or more parties. In a simple agreement, the smart contract gets the digital asset from one party and holds onto it until the other party delivers the service or meets the terms of the agreement. Then the smart contract will release the assets to the service provider. For example, if Alice agrees to give one Ethereum to Bob in exchange for a specific file, the smart contract will reduce one Ethereum from Alice's digital wallet and waits for a specific amount of time given to Bob and keeps monitoring whether Bob delivers the material or not. If he delivers the file, he will get one Ethereum as agreed. Otherwise, Alice will be receiving her one Ethereum back to her digital wallet. The beauty of this agreement is that Bob and Alice don't need to know each other or trust each other. And that's why we call the blockchain technology a trustless system, a trustless technology, meaning there is no need for the users or the participants in a specific event to trust each other or even know each other when they are going to use the smart contract. Because, as you can guess, they will be putting their money first before receiving the service. Okay, so there is no way back. If you call for a service, you cannot say that I didn't call for it.